Hello, welcome to Mr. Bryant's 5th grade everyday math review. Today we're going to be going over lesson 5.1, using equivalent fractions to find common denominators. When you were in 4th grade, you learned that multiplying the numerator and the denominator by the same number gave you an equivalent fraction. So if we started with 1/2 and we multiplied both the 1 by 2 and the 2 by 2, that would give you 2/4, and 2/4 and 1/2 are equivalent fractions. Another way of writing that is 1 times 2 over 2 times 2, which still gives you 2/4. So if we draw a picture, and I'm going to make both of these look as close to the same as I can. And I'm going to divide those into half. So right now, this is a half, and this is also a half. But if I take this bottom part and I now separate that into fourths, this becomes 2/4, and 1/2 is the same as 2/4. So we have equivalent fractions. An equivalent fraction is where two fractions have the same amount or the same value. They just have different size pieces. So today we're going to use equivalent fractions to help us add and subtract fractions. On your home link, you're going to be asked to fill in a chart similar to this. And basically, you're going to find equivalent fractions by multiplying both the numerator and the denominator by 2, 3, and 4. So if we start with 1/4, and I'm only going to write this for the first one here. So if we have 1/4 and we multiply that by 2 over 2, so we multiply both the 1 by 2 and the 4 by 2, that's going to give us 2/8. So 1/4 is the same as 2/8. If we continue that, 1 times 3 is 3, and 4 times 3 is 12. So 3/12 is equivalent to 1/4. And then 1 times 4 is 4, and 4 times 4 is 16. So 1/4 is equivalent or the same as 4/16. Okay, if we do the same thing with 1/6, 1 times 2 is 2, and 6 times 2 is 12. So 1/6 and 2/12 are equivalent. 1 times 3 is 3, and 6 times 3 is 18. So 3/18 and 1/16 are equivalent. And 1 times 4 is 4, and 6 times 4 is 24. So 4/24 is equivalent to 1/6. All right, down here at the bottom you can see a problem, 3/8 subtract 1/4. And on your home link, you're going to be using the chart that you filled in to help you find an a common denominator. In order to add or subtract fractions, you have to have a common denominator. The bottom number needs to be the same. And the first thing they're going to ask you to do is to make an estimate. And so I know that 3/8 is between 0 and 1/2, and it's a little bit bigger than 1/4. And 1/4 is also between 0 and 1/2. And so since this is a little bit bigger than this, 3/8 subtract 1/4 is going to give me an answer that is a little more than a little more than 0. So my estimate is a little more than 0. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to try to find from my numbers that I have here for 1/4, I'm going to find a common denominator, and 8 and 8 are common denominators. So now I'm going to change my problem. I'm going to have 3/8 and I'm going to trade the 1/4 for 2/8. So 3/8 subtract 2/8 is 1/8. So if 3/8 subtract 2/8 is 1/8, 1/8, 3/8 subtract 1/4 is going to be 1/8. For my second sample problem, I'm going to do 1/6 plus 9/12. Again, we're going to start with an estimate first. So 1/6 is pretty close to 0. It's just a little bit more than 0. 9/12 is close to 1. It's between half and 1. So if I thought about 9/12 plus 1/6, that answer is going to be a little less than 1. So that's what I would choose for my estimate for 1/6 plus 9/12. Now I'm going to find an equivalent fraction. Okay, so I can find a common denominator. So I'm going to find an equivalent fraction to 1/6 that has a denominator of 12. And so up here, I can see that 2/12 is equivalent to 1/6. So I'm going to change from 1/6. I'm going to use the equivalent fraction of 2/12. And to that, I'm going to add 9/12. So 2/12 plus 9/12 is going to be 11/12. So on your home link, you're going to be using those fractions, the equivalent fractions on your chart to help you find a fraction with a common denominator so that you can add or subtract. For the practice on the bottom, there's multiplication, and you can use whatever method you like, but I'm going to go with traditional, and we're going to start with an estimate. So for my estimate, I always round to the greatest place. So 1,427 is going to round to 1,000. 36 is going to round to 40. So if I have 1,000 40s, or 40 1,000s is another way of thinking about it, that's going to give me an answer of 40,000. That's a bad zero. 40,000. All right, now let's go ahead and multiply this out. So I'm going to multiply all the numbers on the top by the 6. 7 times 6 is 42. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 4 is 16. 4 times 6 is 24, plus 1 is 25. 1 times 6 is 6, plus 2 is 8. So I'm done with those, and I'm going to start multiplying by the tens place now. So I'm going to put down my 0, and now I'll multiply all these numbers times the 3. So 7 times 3 is 21. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. 1 times 3 is 3, plus 1 is 4. And then I'll go ahead and finish by adding those up. 2 plus 0 is 2. 6 plus 1 is 6. 5 plus 8 is 13. 1 plus 8 is 9, plus 2 is 11. And 1 plus 4 is 5. So the answer is 51,362. If we compare that to 40,000, it is a little bit bigger, but both of them are in the 10,000s. And remember, an estimate is just a quick way to get you close to your answer. Thanks for watching the video. Hope it was helpful for you. As always, if you have questions, make sure you ask for help, and I hope to see you in the next video.